Okay. The first caller was 650530. 650530. What's going on?
Hey, Mohammed, it's Jesse. How's
Hey,
it going, brother?
Jesse.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Pretty balanced. I haven't heard from you for a while.
I know I've just been studying along, man, about this private placement stuff, but don't want to spend too much time because I know other people want to get on. But first
Okay.
question I got is going to be regarding the rescission of an automobile contract. So what I have written down here is when enforcing the rescission of the security interest within the car contract, is it best to also file a notice of list pendant at the county to cloud the title?
That notice of lispendus in the vehicle would be equivalent to a UCC. Lispendus just means pendant suit, meaning if you are already suing them. So if you want to show evidence of the clouded title, you would do a non-UCC first. But what I would say you should do after that is do something called a memorandum. So it would be just literally, it would be called a memorandum, but it will be filed as an affidavit. And that memorandum will make reference to a certain lien. So you don't actually want to actually show them exactly what you have going on. You want a document signed by the lien holder acknowledging or attesting to it and then notarized.
Got it. Got it. Thank you for that. Okay. My second question would be in one of your business credit videos, you referenced the use of a car title as collateral for the purpose of obtaining an SBA loan. I believe I have put it in the comment section. Since that car title can be used as collateral, obviously once you put it under the 508 and have the express trust as the first lien holder, is it can we is it possible for one to also use the birth certificate once it's perfected and has all of its claims on it? Can we use that similarly to a car title as
Yes,
collateral?
yes, you can. But the thing is, you run a risk of just letting everything go. Remember, the primary way that I know how to do it is per contractual basis, where they will sign a very specific language of how they will use it. So if the dealer or the seller is willing to do that, then yes, and then you would use it along with some GSA forms.
Got it. Got it. Perfect. Okay, so my last and final question would be, when it comes to business credit, how are you going about these applications when applying under a 508? From what I've gathered, just through various applications, they don't have an option for unincorporated association. It always states an S corp, P corp. They're all incorporated entities and also LLCs, but it never gives an option to extend business credit to the 508.
Okay,
Can you kind
so
of give me a look on that?
yeah. So the way that I do it is, remember, when you get a Duns and Bradstreet, even a Duns and Bradstreet does it in form of incorporation to get that Duns number or when it generates it. The way that I usually do all my business credit is after opening up the bank account, I wait 18 months and I go in physically. But if you would like to do it online, you can put corporated, but then the documents you're going to be presenting will show otherwise. And after that, once you get to speak to them on the phone, you can correct it. I did that with Capital One.
Got it. I just wasn't sure once we click that corporation, although we do have unincorporated documents, that would trigger some sort of tax issue. That makes a lot of sense.
Right. Because most of them will have some type of sales department, so to say. So when you begin to speak to those people, just have them note that on the record.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's all my three questions. I appreciate you, brother.
All right. Wait, so let me ask you, have you spoken to her yet?
No, I have not. I've reached out literally like I say for 2 weeks consecutively every day, and I'm getting the voicemail. So I haven't really moved forward since our last conversation on that.
Okay, because what she did, I think about a month ago or mid-July, when we spoke, when I met her, she asked me who the number was. She showed me the text. And it was a bit awkward. And I told her that was him, and he asked me if he was part of, the group that I was with. I told her you were basically starting off from scratch, so she should bear with you a little bit.
Right.
What she was trying to know is what market you are in, as in what stage of development is your thing is. Because when she opens up that TDA account for you, she would have to tick those boxes in her account to shows what stage you're in, which will determine what basically the value of the account and what documents she's gonna be asking from you. That's what she wanted to know initially. So try to let me, because I didn't know what was going on your end beyond that text. So let me ask you, do you think you're ready? Do you really think you're ready?
Absolutely. Like I told you before, I eat, sleep, and shit the private placement and this information.
Okay.
This is primarily all that I'm focused on, and I've been focused on that for the past 10 months now. So obviously, like you stated in one of your videos, the best experience is going to be, when I do get my hands wet.
Right.
But as far as right now, I think I need a good amount of information to get through the preliminary phases.
Okay, so I'm going to contact her after this conference call, and then I'll tell you when to contact her. But if she asks you anything, the patron message is probably the quickest way, because if you send me an email, I might not get a notification. But whatever she asks you that you don't get, just shoot it through me on patron message, and I'll clarify it to you. Because her apprehension was that you were just, when she asked you which market you were in and you explained that to her, she was kind of confused as to what you wanted. Because I told her to anticipate someone to contact her, but she didn't know whether it was you or not because I didn't give her your number. So when you contacted her, she was thinking, okay, what's going on? Because you have to realize on her hand, she has a lot of people she's dealing with. And some people who actually go through the SEC regulation, and some who goes to the exempt route. So she was still trying to figure out what route she does. One second. She doesn't even at this point know what route you're trying to go. So if
copyright webinar that we should upload to the copyright site for the illegas that was not mentioned in the video that could be beneficial as well.
The non-UCC. Because within the non-UCC, if we're asking for optional data, you will put the copyright number in it. The good part is with the copyright, you can create it first and then upload documents up till 90 days from the point of creation. So once you create it, you would add the copyright number to the optional data of the non-UCC. Then once the non-UCC is filed and get a certified copies of it, you will add it as a document onto that specific copyright. If you want, you can also add a DBA to show it's linked to a trust, but the non-UCC.
Okay. And my second question is there a resource that you know of or can share with me for like case laws I can use to look up and research whenever I'm doing research on any particular problem, basically that I can get a better understanding of, like standing according to like the past decisions and stuff like that. LexisNexis, is it LexisNexis will be a good resource for Westlaw?
I think LexisNexis wants you to pay them, but what I do is I just go straight to the PACER website for the federal court, the docket. Now you would have to put a credit card in, so I just use a gift card. So I think for every amount over $30, so for each page is 10 cents. But if per month you don't search up to $30 worth of documents, which I think is 300 pages, then they won't charge you anything. So I just go straight to the federal court's website. Now, the way that I know which cases to look for, because once you get there, it's going to give you the criteria of looking up cases. The way I know is I use other case laws as a starting point. So say you watch one of the videos on Terry Stop. Usually they will cite other case laws and I just take it from there. Or I just do a blanket search.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I use Start Page because I noticed Start Page compared to DuckDuckGo or Google actually finds more in-depth information without redacting things for people. So Start Page is just another search engine that you use that actually takes information from Google, but without all the limitation of Google. Because Google looks at your behavior based on what you've done on YouTube, based on Facebook and all that, and then it gives you suggestion and search engine based on that. The Start Page removes all those bias, so you can actually filter information more objectively. So, and I found better case laws using Start Page than Google or DuckDuckGo. So what I usually would do is I would just search federal court, whatever the subject matter is, tort. And if I'm looking for a tort settlement, I just type it. And it will usually bring just a bunch of random case up. Or I will look for elements of so-and-so. And if it takes me to Wexlaw usually cites some type of case law. And then you click that and then you would take it from there. And it will give you the case number.
Okay. And how you said the federal, go to the federal, like the federal level, like the dockets?
Yeah, it's called Pacer. So let me look it up.
Pacer.
It's called pacer.login.uscourt.gov.
Okay.
So they will have you register, and then they want a credit card on file. I just use like a $50 gift card. I just put that on there. You don't have to use your real name or anything. And after that, you get access to look into the docket and read documents.
And that's like the majority of like the decisions, and you can look through like different years and stuff like that, all those different comprehensive searches.
Yeah, you can filter it by year, by names of defendant. Now, there was a Patreon post I made when it comes to looking up whether a court case has been overruled on a congressional level. So if you can find that post, go to that congressional website and we'll list a bunch of cases too for you based on subject matter. And then you can look at those case numbers that's readily listed based on subject matter, and then you can just type it into the Pacer and read it.
Hey, you said it's on Patreon?
Yeah.
It was a
Patreon post that shared a link of a congressional website whereby it was from the Library of Congress, where they basically list all the cases that have been overruled and the ones that have not been overruled, and they update it every day. I think that was also posted this year, maybe around May or June. No, April or May.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah.
All right, my last question is in regards to the consumer transactions. Is the contract voidable if you never received any notice of rescission for the transaction, like secured type or unsecured type, for like a $25,000 or and below?
Yes.
Isn't that a violation under 12 CFR Part 1026 Regulation C?
It is, yes. But at that point, you will if it's been more than 2 years since you engage in that agreement, you just have to bring up the discovery rule and the equitable tolling.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay, the next number is 901-304. 901-304.
Hey, Muhammad, this is Eric. How are you doing?
Hey, Eric, imbalance. Best to do it unincorporated.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Because remember, even when you do that non-UCC and you add those identifying factor as a collateral, the secure party will be the express trust. The debtor, which is the holder or the owner of those firearms, would be the unincorporated entity, 508.
Right.
Now, your
Gotcha.
name would not be involved in anything relating to that non-UCC. But I would say have the 508, whoever the members are, add both those products into the 508 proper list and the express trust. And whichever part of the arms that you created, do a copyright on whatever you choose to identify it as.
Right. Okay. Okay, I follow you. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you.
All right.
Okay.
Then.
Good. Okay. So then I wanted to send you an email. I guess that's my only question or request. I saw a video I wanted to see, and it's like my fourth month, I believe, and I think you requested that we have at least a couple of months in before we could see this video. It says Banking 101, how to do business in your new name, how to liquidate settlement checks.
That one was for those at that point. That's done. That's expired. I don't do that anymore. And in that post it mentioned that it's for people up till that point, and afterwards it's not active.
But is it valid? Is the video valid?
The video is on the website, but even after
it is. Okay.
Even after, so say for instance you join after that post whereby it was given out, it doesn't apply to anyone else after. It was for those up to that point. It was for members up to that point.
You're talking about the discount.
No. The discount is applicable to all patron members, but to get the free video was for members at that point.
Right, that's what I mean. I'm saying, but the information in the video, of course, is still valid, so I can buy it. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what. Okay, cool. Okay, we're good. Oh, and I sent you a message. You told me to last time to follow. I followed up with the referral for the license.
Okay.
He still didn't hear back from, but I just thought I'd just let you know.
Okay, so within that same time period, I think 2 people also were referred, and they already received their IDs by now. So I think you should probably probably check your spam, because obviously they've been responding. Did you check your spam of your mail?
Wow. I usually do all the time, and again, wow, man, okay. All right. Well, if that's then it is what it is. Okay, I'll find. It must be on my end then. There's the error, or I'll look into it.
Otherwise, just keep sending it to them every day. Yeah.
I just didn't want to haggle, but yeah, I'll check both. I'll check all ends, make sure I didn't make the error, and if I have to follow up a couple times, I'll do that.
All right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right.
Okay, the next caller is 301-996. 301-996.
All right. Blessing new moon.
Yep.
How's it going? Yes. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Hello?
Hey.
All right. How's it going? I had just a couple questions. I'm getting this trust thing get situated. Is there a standard to the trust seal?
Is there a standard to creating the trust seal?
Yes. Creating the trust seal, yes.
No, it's really just up to you. So for instance, well, one thing that I would say every trust seal should have is obviously the name of the trust and the date of its creation. So I don't know if you've seen some type of logo of some beer company or some t-shirt company where they put EST in 1984 and then the name of the entity.
Okay.
Those are basically standards of seals. So, or like a state where say Great Seal of State of so-and-so, and then they'll put the year. Those are the standards. So the year of creation and the name of the entity. All the other details and design, up to you.
Okay, got it. So like you can put a shield with some detail in it, and they can do that? And is there like a specific place where you acquired yours?
Yeah, I used Etsy, and it's basically an embosser. So the trust seal is in summary just an
Yeah.
embosser. So, and there are different types of embossers. Some embossers would allow images. Some embossers only allow text. I looked for one for both. So, and they would ask you what you want.
And the size is standard. What is it? I think 1.25 or something like that.
Yeah, it can be as big
Nothing
as you
crazy.
want. Yeah, nothing ridiculous. Mine is quite small, quite portable.
Okay, cool. All right. And then for the foreign trustee, and when I saw the SS4, the address for the foreign trustee would be, of course, a foreign address.
Yes. The mailing address will be different. The mailing address will be the care of, but the business address. Let me make sure which specific line it is so I can tell you. Because for the SS4, if you want to get a 98 number, is that what you're asking for? To get the 98?
Yeah.
Okay. So for the SS4, they would ask you, if it's over the phone, they would ask you, so the street address, so 5A and 5B should be the foreign address. That's what they use to determine whether they're going to give you the 98 prefix. The address that's in 5A and 5B. So the address you give them for 4A and 4B can be the care of whatever it is, but 5A and 5B must be the foreign address.
Okay. That's good. One more question. Last one. How do you function with the trust in e-commerce, like Amazon, and trademark and copyright infringement when it's directed towards you?
Okay. Meaning someone is trying to take your product or your idea if you're doing e-commerce?
No, just if I'm selling a product and they're saying I'm infringing on their property by selling it.
Okay. Are you using so are you using an app to find those products, or are you just finding whatever it sells the most? Because some because some apps will show you whether they're free for everyone to use it. Others will, if you don't use certain apps, you're just doing a free-for-all thing. But if they're telling you that there's a copyright infringement and you're selling their product, then really the best thing is for you to just stop selling it. Because then what they can do is they can actually sue for that and get an injunction to prevent you from using that product. But there's no need for that.
Right. Yeah.
There are certain apps that you can use for e-commerce to filter out things that are Hey, I'm inviting you to come join the Patron page. Not only do you get access to documents, posts, and videos that you will never find on any other platforms, you also get instant access to webinars that otherwise will cost far more. And we speak of things that usually we would not be able to speak of on any other platforms far more freely. On top of that, you get the opportunity to send me monthly questions along with everyone else's questions, so you can see other people going through similar circumstances. You never know, what you think might be a stupid question is quite often very valid. On top of that, you get access to monthly question and answer archives from several years back from people who have gone through it and people who are going through it. Get information regarding things you experience daily that you didn't even know you could take advantage of when it comes to business, work, or other personal things. There's a community of people where you can bounce information off of, and they can give you some tips and tricks based on what they're currently going through in their respective venues that you might maybe want to link up with. And there's a high likelihood you're not going to find them anywhere else. And you also get the access to directly send me messages. Oh, and also if you are a tier 4 member, you get access to yet another monthly meeting where we actually answer as much questions as we can, anywhere between an hour and a half in some cases up to 4 hours. In addition to that, we also show some exclusive lessons that are not going to be posted on Patreon or anywhere else but the Tier 4 meeting alone. So come forth, come join the 500 plus people already on Patreon. And in some cases, we even give certain things out. And while you're at it, you might want to check out the store, subtlesubstanceservices.com. There might be a few things you want to pick up in there.